Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whenever this video finds you, I hope it finds you in a great spot, mentally, physically, and spiritually. If not, my goal and my prayer is that something in this video can do that and help you endure whatever you're going through or help you come through whatever it is. And I just want to share the same love that Jesus showed to me to everybody else. So that being said, today I want to talk about blood clots. Now you may be wondering, like, blood clots, like what have to do with anything, Now I looked up the actual term for blood clot and like the definition, and basically I think it's like when like the blood coagulates or whatnot. I think that's the right term. But anyway, we all know what blood clots are. And and when they're in your body, it's usually not a good thing, Usually it causes a lot of health issues. Like I know, I think people start to have pulmonary issues, which I think that word is right also, because I know it stops people from being able to breathe or have breathing issues. I know they can travel to different places and cause more problems within the body. The interesting thing is that I had a blood clot in my body before, and it was in 2014. I was 27 years old, and in good health. I went to the YMCA to play basketball, and I tripped and I fell while I was playing. And I thought, I ain't get crossed up now, I ain't get crossed up, but I had tripped and fell, and basically the whole left side of my body shut down. So they rushed me over, into the ambulance and everything, and I was kind of in and out of it. And next thing I know, they were taking me from one hospital to the next hospital because the first hospital was not able to break down this blood clot. And the thing is, when I asked them what was going on, they told me I had a stroke. And I'm like, what? A stroke? Like, I thought old people had that, you know what I mean? And to some of the young folk that might be watching this, maybe 27 is old to them, but I was like, I didn't know what it was. So later on, they explained there was a blood clot on the right side of my brain, and it shut the left side of my body down. And so, real quick, because I have a whole lot that I want to get into with this subject. But for the sake of time, and also, for my book that I am writing, I go in detail a little bit more. But here's the thing, there was a lot of change that happened in my life. From like my whole person, when I say my whole personality switched over, like, and it was crazy because. Anybody who knows me knows that Kenny Brown, he can talk. I love to talk. And it was crazy how, and I also have ADHD, so sometimes I'll be talking fast and I can get it out and I gotta slow down. Like, and the people who also knows me know that a lot of times now I get to stammering over my words, and you will literally hear me say sometimes, okay, hold on, let me calm down. All right, what I was saying was, and I'll continue. So it's a little funny little note right there, but in all seriousness though, like. It was crazy because one of the first things that I kept having an issue with was, I'm like, God, like why me? Like, why in the world is this happening to me? Then, for 90 days I couldn't do anything. Like, I had to pull out. I was in school. I was working full time. I was in school full time. You know what I mean? And they tell me that I can't do anything for 90 days. I got to be monitored, and they never found out what caused the blood clot or the stroke, and it was crazy because there's a whole lot more things I can get into, but here's why I felt encouraged to talk about blood clots today. There's a lot of people around me that's been going through some things, right? Things that like even I can't offer up much of encouragement except for maybe small things here and there, and then all of a sudden the light bulb went off. And I'm going to ask you a question. How many blood clots do you have right now? Now you may be thinking like, hold on, like I'm good, like I'm in good health, right? But what God revealed to me was, not only what the blood clot did for me, right, or to me, but also what the blood clot, what it stopped. Okay, see, the blood clot stopped blood flow to the other side of the brain, So they or just to it stopped the blood flow to that part of the brain. And so I realized I'm okay, God, I hear you. Here's the thing: the reason why I'm asking you what blood clots you have is because a lot of us have blood clots that aren't in our body; they are around us. And so, and those blood clots are stopping you or stopping different things in your life, you know. And so, if you ever find yourself, wondering, why am I going through this? Why me? The thing is, you may never get the answer. I never got the answer. You know what I mean? But I began to get given different ideas and options and methods that could help me be healthier in general. Not meaning that I wasn't healthy, right? But that was like, hey, you can do this to prevent it. You can do that to prevent it. And I started realizing that a lot of us have blood clots in our lives. And you need to identify, we need to identify what are the different things, people, places, ideas, whatever that are stopping us, which is causing a block. Once you find that out, you then see what can I do to get it broke down. And guess what? When I first went to Andy Penn Hospital, they put TPA inside my IV to try to break the blood clot down. Didn't work, so they had to rush me to Moses Cone Hospital because they have a stroke center there, and they was able to get it down. What am I saying to you by saying that? Sometimes you may need some help. Sometimes whatever the first process is in getting that blood clot out of your life, you may have to go with something else, And so, for example, maybe that blood clot is something mentally. Maybe there's something that you went through that is still holding on to you. Maybe it's causing you. Maybe you're somebody who, you want to have a kid. But maybe you've had some miscarriages. Maybe you have, been with some people that, have just treated you like crap, and now you're scared to give that type of life to somebody else. And so, and so sometimes maybe it's something mentally, right? Well, maybe, you've tried different things, but maybe you need to go see a therapist. You know what I mean? Maybe, like, my thing is, like, everything is not going to be as simple as our first option is going to be the thing to fix whatever that blood clot is. But I just want to encourage you to know that there is blood clots in your life. But there is a doctor that I know that can help lead and guide you to get to the right medication that's going to break down this blood clot in your life. And that's Jesus. You know what I mean? And so, and like I said, I feel like sometimes we have to be around other people who's been through what we've been through and that can help us to get some of these blood clots out of our lives. One more thing is this. Sometimes we have to realize that the blood clot might be a family member, it might be a loved one, right? And you may feel like, I don't want to get that person, out of my life. Well, here's the thing. Sometimes, like I said, they did different things to break down the blood clot, all right? So sometimes it's just different parts of, maybe if it's that person, relationship, or whatever, maybe it's something that needs to be broke down with that because it's breaking you, all right? But again, and sometimes the enemy will utilize some things to make it look like it's a blood clot, but it's not. So for example, all right, think about speed bumps, all right? Or we think about roadblocks, all right? When you're driving and you see a roadblock, usually there's a detour, all right? You gotta go to that detour to get back on the path you're going. Well, I believe sometimes the enemy will disguise other things in our path as roadblocks. But when God gets involved, he shows us that, even if this is in front of you, this is not a roadblock. Really, it's just a speed bump. But you can't be fearful to go over it. But I don't want you to go on this detour. Sometimes we create the detour. So what I'm saying is that, again, whatever these blood clots are that's in your life, whatever it is that is stopping you, that's blocking you, whether it's something mentally, physically, spiritually, I just want to encourage you to not be fearful of it. Take it head on, because any blood clot can be broken down. All right. What you don't want to do is you don't want things to turn into an aneurysm. All right. That's how when I knew I was blessed, because I didn't know that an aneurysm is when if you had that blood clot in that vessel and then it bursts. Now you on limited time before you die. All of us on limited time before these blood clots burst in our life and we die. All right. So take these blood clots seriously. All right. I did. I'm in better health. Went on 2 years later, to run my first marathon. And so, like I said, I look back like, man, that blood clot could have stopped me. But it wasn't meant to block me. It was meant for me to burst through it and keep going, break it down. I want everybody to be blessed, be an example, be encouraged. If you can identify these blood clots in your life, it's okay. Reach out to an accountability partner and just ask them, hey man, or hey girl, have I been seeming different lately? You know what I mean? Or I remember one day you were saying that I seemed a little upset, but I kept saying I was alright. Like, can we talk? Because sometimes other people help identify some of these blockages in our lives. So again, my question to you is, what are your blood clots in your life?